How do you think Tanner played tonight?
Played pretty good.
Let's see, but a little bit more as far as what he did well.
He played good. No, he did a lot of good things. Went to the right place with the football. Was accurate. Ran, had really good operation. Him and Kevin, a lot of communication, and Scott. He did a really nice job.
What has he made from earlier that you felt like what Johnny Wilson did last year was a bit underrated, getting his catches out there? How do you feel like he showed what he's capable?
Yeah, obviously he had a really nice day today too. I think it's it's easy to look at stats for a wide receiver and say this guy did this and this guy did that, but Johnny did a lot of things for us. And continues to do a lot of things for us in our number one in our rush offense last year. That was number one with some of the blocks that he had, and he was really good on special teams. And it takes guys time to develop into pass catchers and against the different coverages that he's seen in the NFL. I think he did a really nice job adjusting to the football, making some really nice plays. Tanner put the ball on him. I thought the one that he adjusted to on the back shoulder where he kind of turned and caught it was really good and did a good job with his fundamentals getting to his back so the ball didn't pop out. We saw the ball pop out with Jihad on his interception opportunity, but Johnny did a good job of getting to his back, and he did a lot of good things, and he's one of our really tough players, and yeah, it was fun to see him get some production today with that.
Nick, what have you made from Darius Cooper's progression over this camp and this summer?
Yeah, I think he's. I mentioned him the other day. I think he has a lot of good tools. Catches the ball obviously really well. Those were some tough catches that he made today, particularly on some of those shallows. That fourth down shallow was like a perfect ball by Tanner with some traffic. I think they were in two man, and he just made a really nice catch there. And so, he's continued to get better, learning all the different spots that he needs to play. I think he's got an opportunity to do some good things. Obviously, you saw that out there today.
Why was it stick with receivers? What is the nice proof?
Yeah. Again, this is one of the biggest transitions from college to pro is that receiver position. You get more contested catches now. It's a little tighter. It's a lot tighter coverage. But I think we've always seen the explosive ability to change directions by Anais. You saw it on the kick on the punt return there where he made the guy miss and went for a big gain. That's all over his college tape, and we get to see that in practice quite a bit. He did a good job. He's scrappy, and I think that you're seeing a good competition for those back end of the rosters. Jahan obviously did a really good job tonight. We wanted to get him a couple touches and let him go to work as the number one receiver. But then you got a lot of good competition, and competition brings out the best in guys. So I'm looking forward to seeing how that race kind of plays itself out.
What can Keely take?
I'm sorry, after you, Mark.
I'm sorry.
That was very nice.
Zach's a great guy. What can Keely kind of take away from going against Jamar Chase and Joe Burrow, and how you thought he did?
Yeah, you evaluate everything. Keely's done a nice job in practice to date, and he's made a lot of plays in practice. Today, we'd like to see those guys complete those outs on a lot of. I see them make a lot of those plays. Jamar Chase is one of the better receivers in the NFL. Just we got to make that tackle there in that situation and stop that play for a 16-yard gain instead of it going out there. But he's done a lot of good things, and everything we evaluate everything, right? It's not just a one game deal. And I have no doubt that he'll look at the tape. We'll look at the tape, and he'll get better from that.
First half tonight, week 18 last year, when the other team's playing their starters, does your performance resonate more with the backups and Tanner in particular?
You talking offensively there? Yeah. I mean, that was a team that they went 9-8 last year. We know how good of a football team that they are, and Yeah, it was good to get out there and get some reps there. I think, offensive line seemed like it. I'll have to look at the tape there, but they did a good job. Tanner obviously did a good job. Receivers, I thought our backs played well. I thought you saw some good things from our tight ends as a whole. Granson made some big time catches. EJ made some big time catches. And so yeah, I was pleased with how they performed. I thought it was a clean football game. I told the guys, before the game, in these scenarios, you want to play a clean football game with your fundamentals. You want to play a clean football game with your assignments, right? Knowing what to do. You want to play a clean football game with situational football, which, a couple of situations that popped up, we, really handled the 2-minute well at the end of the half. And then you just want to see the guys play with relentless effort, and I saw that. I saw that tonight, from the first quarter on. And so, there'll obviously be a lot of things that we need to clean up, and that's the best part about practicing games like that. You get to clean those things up and get better from them.
How about the staff and the operation from your perspective and the assistants? I imagine this is a big test for you guys.
Yeah, again, we put ourselves in those positions in practice, just like we try to put players in positions in practice to make it as game-like as possible. So we're doing a lot of that. I need a lot of practice of that, getting back into that, communicating with Kevin, Vic, and Clay there. So we've practiced a lot of that. So it was just another opportunity for us to do that in a game setting with the officials there, the play clock, all those different things that we practice. But I thought it was really good. Was good communication on the sideline. Kevin, no pre-snap penalties. The ones that we like to say, the ones that take no talent. I felt like we didn't have any of those today, and we've cleaned some of those up from camp. So it was a good operation. We did some things situationally different, not showing some things, but there was constant communication. It's great to have, Jalen on the headset to be like, hey, Jalen, on this one, we'll be thinking this with a scenario. But, Kevin and I have worked so much together. Kevin knows when when we're into a situation, hey, Nick, what are you thinking here? So that felt like, that was, Kevin and I have been doing that together for the last 5 years, and even going back to Indy. So that seemed very, very clean to me. Not only my communication with Kevin, but Kevin's communication back to me. What are you thinking here? Where are we going for it on this? And so I was really pleased with how that went tonight.
You mentioned Jihad and your interception. Where do you feel like he is right now, both with his fundamentals and then also his understanding of the scheme and his responsibilities?
Yeah, he's growing, and he's doing a good job. Obviously, he's highly athletic and can do a lot of different things, and I see him getting better every day. We had a couple interceptions that Pat Johnson obviously made the big time interception right there. But we felt like, Trot had an opportunity for an interception. We felt like Eli had an opportunity for an interception. We felt like Jihad had an opportunity for an interception. And we got to make sure we finish those. So, and we had a couple drops on offense as well. That stalled out some drives. So, we want to clean up some of those things with the entire team.
A.J. Dillon had
Last one.
his first live action in a while. What stood out about his performance?
I think you just, again, we've seen that in practice a lot, just his ability to catch the ball out of the backfield and also just get downhill on runs. And I think we saw that tonight. He's a powerful runner. And I really love that running back room. Jamal's done a great job with them. Saquon's a great leader. Will had a nice game. AJ had a nice game. So I'm really pleased with that running back room and how they're progressing there. And even the young guys did a good job tonight as well.
Thanks, Nick. Thank you.
Thanks, guys.